Hear ye, this is Lord Potato. This is what if Naruto had both poison and venom creatures. Um, so this is a what if that I was kind of thinking the whole day. Well, sort of the whole day and the past weekend. Well, yeah, the weekend, like on Saturday. The problem why is because I find a giant fucking spider in like my backyard, and I just said, hell no, I'm not touching that. Until I realized it's not really poisonous, because I freaking found out what it's called. It's called a yellow black garden spider. Which first of all, for a second I thought it was gonna attack me. Then I realized it doesn't really attack. So I was like, thank God. But yeah, and also today my mom told me about like her what's it called, her sister found a fucking scorpion in the bathroom, which that's fucking scary, by the way. Finding a scorpion when you're about to take a shower? Oh hell nah. So yeah, let me do this what if now. Sorry about the whole blabber and all that. So yes, Naruto's gonna have multiple poison and venom creatures. Every venom creature, every poison creature. Now, how this is gonna actually work, and which Naruto is sort of gonna have the ability, but yeah, I'll get into more into detail. But let me begin. Naruto, he is now 6 years old. I skipped the Nine Tails because the Nine Tails still happens, but yeah, the Nine Tails still is gonna happen and all that. So Naruto has half the Nine Tails, and that Yang half, it's mean. It's very mean. But Naruto's running away from the villagers until he kind of jumped into the Death Forest, and of course some Chunins and Chunin and Jonin kind of chased after him. Naruto did not know what the fuck this was. It was just a giant forest. He did not know what the forest was called. But now he knows it's the Death Forest. But yeah, a little back into that. But of course the Chunin and Jonin were chasing after him. Naruto was just running. Of course, Naruto could not really escape because this was only a kid Naruto. He's only 6 years old. And he actually bumped into a tree and kind of knocked himself out. Not really. He kind of just fell back down. And the Chunin and Jonin, so 2 Chunins and 1 Jonin came out and says, Demon, where do you think you're going? We haven't even killed you yet. So Naruto was like, please don't kill me. And the Chunin and Jonin says, oh, sorry there, Demon, but we're gonna have to kill you anyway. Now, before even anything else happened, Naruto was just feeling afraid and he couldn't do anything until not white snake, a colorful snake. It's with black with like sort of red and yellow. So, comes out of nowhere and bites one of the Chunins. Now, the Chunin says, fucking snake! And then a spider lands on, one of the other Chunins and bites him like in the head. Now, Naruto doesn't know that he's actually using his abilities of communicating with the venom and poisonous creatures. So, let me go into explaining what. So before I was actually gonna do this what if, it wasn't actually gonna be named this title, but it was gonna be similar to like Naruto being Amarambe, what she knows from, okay, Amarambe. But instead of doing that, since I know they can only control bugs and not really other creatures like frogs or snakes and all that, Naruto is not gonna be in Amarambe. So I made this clan just especially for Naruto. So the clan that was sort of from Minato's side. So Minato is named Minato Namakase, but he doesn't know about 2 secret clans that his mother never told him about, or father. Well, I mean Minato is sort of an orphan, so yeah. But before Minato was an orphan, his mother was there. So when Minato did not know about these clans, but the mother did, his mother. So the clan is called, both. One is called from the Poison Creature clan, and the other from the Venom creature clan. Now, the both clans have both, like, let's see, some has, well, the Venom creatures. If you don't know what Venom is and Poison is, they are not the same. They're different. So Poison is like you inhale, you put it in your mouth and all that, or whatever. You touch a fucking blue frog and put it in your mouth. Yeah, you get poison. Venom is when a creature decides to bite into you. So like a snake, spider, and other things. Scorpion. Which, yes. So multiple of these, like, well, clan members usually can only control one specific animal of either the poison creatures or the venom creatures. Which Naruto can actually control more than just one. He can control almost all of them. Well, that he can find in a specific place. Because every creature is, well, located in a specific place. Like the desert having scorpions. Or like a very deep forest having spiders and snakes. Or somewhere that's sort of like tropical place having like a blue frogs, yellow frogs, or whatever you like to say. Or like being in the ocean. And remember that, like, how should I say? Remember that one movie where like Naruto fought against his doctor, but let me explain. So remember where that one time he got bite by like a fish and he was poisoned and all that, and someone actually like spit out the poison from him and all that? Yeah, that's another creature. So yeah, you get the rest, right? Which these clan members can only control one specific, well, creature. Well, not control, mostly got friendlier with the creature. Like some can actually like talk to spiders. Or sort of they're like spider were like a companion together. Think of it like the Uzunu and blah, 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 blah. I fucked up the name. Inuzuka clan. Where like they have the dogs as a companion. But in the Poison and Venom clan, instead of having a dog, they had either a Pacific Venom creature or Poison creature. So, spiders, yeah. The spiders, they usually had different types of spiders. They're either Black Widow or like, well, what is that? God damn it. To either like Black Widow or another type of spider, or even smaller spiders that really didn't bite that much, give you that much poison, but it was enough to like hurt you. Or yeah, you get the point. And it also went to snakes and all that. Some actually weren't pale at all like Orochimaru was, but they were like similar to snakes. They either had the king cobra. I know the black mamba isn't really much of a poison creature that much, but you get the point. But yeah, and some using frogs, since yeah, you get the point, and others were scorpions. So yeah, that was their companion. Now, I will get into a Pacific, what's it called, well, I'm gonna. So yeah, so Naruto was from these two clans, sort of two clans. They weren't that much separate that much. They were mostly not close, what's it called, relatives. They were sort of not really that much, but of course they look like they were close. It's just they are both different. Both clans were sort of next to each other, like a couple of miles from each clan, okay? Well, both clans. They weren't really right next to each other, so yeah. So yeah. This clan isn't really much known with like the Fight Great Nations. I mean, some people knew about them, but some people did not really want to mess with these clan members, cause one is poison, you're fucked. The other is venom, you're still fucked. So yeah, not many people fucked with them. So Naruto's able to control, well, have more than just one specific poison or venom creature. He can have multiple. That's why I call them creatures. Because or animals or insects. You get the point. Because if I say animals, you will think of a snake, other things like that. Snake, fish, something. Or if I said that it was an insect, you would think of like scorpion, spider, that. That's why I'm saying creatures. Not really an animal, insect. Yeah, you get the point. So, we go back to the tuning. Well, the two tunings and one choning. So both tunings were bitten by two different creatures. And of course, they tried to like swat away, tried to kill and all that. Until the two creatures sort of landed like right next to Naruto. So the spider that was like sort of, how should I say, it's a black widow that was like kind of landing next to Naruto, and the snake kind of just slithered around Naruto, trying to protect him. Now, two tunings were feeling the poison effect, cause yes, um, the snake is very powerful in poison. I'm not gonna be naming that many specific like animals or anything, since I suck at like trying to know almost all of them. Yeah, you get the point. So yeah, it was a black widow and the other snake. I don't even know if that's even a snake thing, but let me. So the snake is called the sapphire snake. Yeah. Well, not sapphire. What am I talking about? No, I mean the scarlet snake, scarlet red snake. I think it's something like that. I think it wasn't poisonous, but I can't remember. So yeah. I don't know why I say sapphire snake. For fuck's sakes, it's fucking red, not fucking blue. So, since that's the thing, Naruto is just, well, with the two creatures. Now, of course, the two tunings are feeling their, like, nauseous of the poison and all that. And they both just, well, not poison, the venom. So, yeah, the venom of both creatures, so they both just died by just falling down. And the Johnny just thinks, well, they are weak as hell. Fuck it. I'll kill you myself, demon. And then I'll kill those things before I kill you, you freaking demon. Until he kind of like looked up, because he just felt like something was up there. So yeah. So Naruto, well, back to Johnny. The Johnny goes and looks up until like a, how should I say, a blue, well, not, it's similar to this like frog right here. Even though it's not really a tropical place like the Dead Forest, there's some places where it sort of has a frog like that. Okay, I don't meant frog. I meant the what's called bleh. The one with a bunch of legs. I don't know how to say it. Caterpillar? No. I think it says it right here. Yeah, this one. Yeah, a giant one, actually, like a medium size, kind of fell down from the sky and kind of landed on the guy. Just started moving around like his head and all that, and then bite him in the head. So the guy is trying to squirm around, trying to slice the well, sir, I really can't say the name. Trying to like cut it off of him. Well, of course he's already bitten, and then he dies by the venom. So all three creatures just goes up to Naruto and sort of just like stays there, protecting Naruto, just in case any other like enemy tries to attack him. And Naruto can actually talk to the creatures. He can sort of understand the creatures. Since, okay, you see here. Think of it like when the slug talks to Tsunade, or like the frogs, not frogs, toads talks to, Shirai and all that. The Serpenter, the spider, and the snake can talk towards Naruto. Of course, they don't really talk to other, like, people, because they are, how should I say? Some of the snakes are usually from how should I say? Not really Pacific type, but they can usually just talk to the poison and venom, controllers, the clan. Since they have a special ability to talk to those that are poisonous and venom creatures. So yeah, that's when Naruto can actually talk to both the Black Widow, the Snake, and the I don't know how to say it, but you get the point. Naruto is just talking to them until, well, Hiruzen had to find Naruto. Of course, it took sort of a, how should I say, a day to find Naruto, but with that time, the spider decides to, like, bring Naruto around to, like, find any, like, creatures for, like, well, for, like, the, creatures to actually kill the other creature that isn't poisonous or anything. So they managed to find, how should I say, a, so yeah, they managed to find an alligator. Now, of course, this alligator is not immune to poison. I don't think so. Huh? Are they immune to poison? No, I don't think they're immune to poison. But yeah, they're not immune to poison, so they die. And Naruto can actually eat the meat without getting poisoned himself. He is immune to poison and venom because he's from this clan. So even though Namikaze isn't really Minato's like real last name, because he just has to think of some last name. Well, his mother has to think of some last name, so call him Minato Namikaze. So yeah, his real last name would be the well, what would I like to call this clan? Fuck. So Naruto is from the Doku clan. So they are both named Doku, but one is just from the poisonous and the venom. Okay? In Japanese, they're both just called Doku. So yeah. Naruto is basically immune from that. Since it's like, with Naruto being immune to poison and all that, and venom, he is easily eating this alligator. Now, Naruto is just waiting around the Death Forest and actually just sees a bunch of like other creatures. Like he sees like different snakes, different like spiders, different, well, you get the rest. Like Naruto is just walking around, meeting the creatures, and of course Naruto, whenever it gets nighttime, he sleeps with like the poisonous and venom creatures. Because he is immune to all their poison and venom. Now, Naruto is just looking around until, well, a bunch of ambus like appear right in front of Naruto, and multiple creatures like appear right in front of Naruto also. Like right in front of him, the ambus were like sort of also in front of him. But you get the Hiruzen also appears right in front of Naruto and says, "My boy, what happened to you?" Naruto is sort of afraid and doesn't want, well, people to hurt him that much. So the creatures are right now, just in case the attack or anything, the ambus or Hiruzen does, they'll be ready to attack. Now Hiruzen sees that the animals, animals, insects, and also, well, the creatures that are very like poison, toxic, and all that, venom and all that, are protecting Naruto. Now Hiruzen doesn't know why, because Naruto's an Uzumaki. Uzumakis don't really have that many relationships with like the creatures, like poison and venom creatures. Which with Minato only being a Namikaze and their chakra should have been very potent or something. Something like that. I don't really remember what the Namikaze really kept out or anything. But yeah, I'm changing Namikaze to like the Doku clan. Well, that's the clan. I just came up with the name. So yeah. And Naruto, he is just, so Hiruzen is just so confused with why Naruto is being able to be protected by all these creatures. But Hiruzen doesn't know anything. So one of the Ambus decides to walk closer towards Naruto, thinking maybe the creatures are just an illusion. Maybe Naruto has an illusion ability or something. Yeah. Fuck it. So he just walks towards, well, without Hiruzen's command or anything. He walks closer, thinking it's just an illusion or anything. And when he gets trying closer to grab Naruto, all the creatures just bite his arm and legs, killing this man with tons of venom and poison. Well, not poison that much, mostly venom. So of course the person just dies in only a couple of like seconds. Now the creatures are getting ready just in case to attack. Now also a swarm of wasps sort of showed up with Naruto around him. So of course Hiruzen says, Naruto, my boy, can you tell them to stop? Naruto says, who are you? What? Well, he knows this is Hiruzen. He's just scared. He doesn't want to go back outside of the village. Well, out of the forest. That's why he wants to stay more into this forest. Since he seems so much friendlier with all the creatures, all the poison venom creatures. He doesn't want to leave the forest. So Hiruzen is trying to make Naruto leave, but of course Naruto doesn't want to leave. With that happening, Naruto just says, leave me alone. I don't want to go back. And Hiruzen says, Naruto, you gotta, no. Naruto says, no. And Hiruzen just says, dang it. So, of course, this is where Kakashi comes and, well, asks the dog mask and all that. And says, what do you want, Hokage-sama? I need you to try to get rid of those creatures away from Naruto. I don't know why, but Naruto can probably control those creatures. And a bunch of like let me just skip a couple days. Naruto's just chilling with the creatures, eating food, like hunting, cooking. Well, you get the point. He's mostly hunting. He hunts fishes and all that. When he's like near a like river lake, some of the Ambus did like try to sneak up on Naruto and trying to like grab him and take him away from all the creatures and all that. When two of them tried, a bunch of like, how should I say, fishes and other creatures and poison and venom creatures that were in the water came also. They're around Naruto, like hunting the non-fishes that are able not to be eaten that much, like the poison or venom or anything. So yeah, but when the two Ambus tried to grab, Naruto and all that, when Naruto was just grabbing the fish and all that, he was just like grabbing it. And a bunch of snakes and spiders noticed the two Ambus were about to just grab Naruto, until a bunch of, how should I say, those piranha fishes with poison and all that kind of came and just started biting all over the Ambus. The Ambus just died. All the piranhas just, well, bleh. All the piranhas just decided to swim away at them. So yeah, Naruto is now safe. He is just like cooking the fish and eating it, and also giving it to some of the animals and all that. But yeah, Naruto is just walking around, like really not caring or anything. And of course, there's an army like right behind him. A bunch of animals that are like bigger and all that. He usually doesn't mess with Naruto or at all with the other creatures. Since, how should I say, they'll be fucked up. Some will get fucked up and all that. Then Naruto was just walking around until, how should I say, another Ambu tries to like jump. Well, tries to like hide in like the tree and all that, camouflage, and tries to grab Naruto that way. But Naruto was sort of distracted, and he didn't see any like poisonous creatures at all. So with that happening, Diablo tries to grab Naruto until, how should I say, comedian dragon. What's that again? The what's it called? That dragon that you find in Asia. The Calyppium. Wait, no. So this is the dragon I'm talking about. The one in real life. I forgot what they're really called. But I remember something about like they are very like venom, very like poisonous or like toxic or anything. That if you get bite by one of them, they will easily kill you because how venom they are. So Naruto like just looking around until one of those dragons like come and bites Diambu pretty hard, like biting him and almost like ripping off his leg. The animal screams and tries to kill the dragon until multiple other creatures like swarm around the animal, like stinging him, biting him, even like trying to jump into his mask and trying to remove it. Some of the creatures trying to get into his mouth, like frogs and all that. Some that are like toxic and all that. Well, poison toxic. Since that is happening, Hiruzen just decided to claim Naruto to be in the Death Forest. So, Uncle is in the Death Forest most of the time and hasn't noticed Naruto around the Death Forest. But Hiruzen has claimed Naruto to be an, well, how should I say, S-rank kid. Don't go next to him unless you want to be poisoned and killed. Not by him in specific, but mostly the creatures that are protecting Naruto. So, if Naruto was to be removed from the, forest by force, which Hiruzen has done this before, so let me do a year time skip. So, Naruto was 7, and Hiruzen has managed to grab Naruto from the forest. Well, any of the creatures noticing it, and Naruto was being dragged away, and was about to knock out Naruto until Naruto screams help. All the creatures turn around to see Naruto being forced out of the forest and all that. And the Yamo did knock him out, and then put him towards the house of Naruto's apartments. Of course, people did glare at him and all that. The Yamo kind of hated Naruto because the fact that Naruto's bullshit and trying to like grab him from the forest take a long time, about a year. So yeah, with all the creatures that were in the forest, like poison and venom creatures, heard Naruto scream like they're like sort of commander, master, companion, kind of got robbed from them. All of them kind of united and left the Death Forest. Yeah, that went mayhem. Like so many ninjas, like Genin, Chunin, Jonin, Ambus got fucked up by all the poisonous and venomous creatures. So Hiruzen had to just say, fuck it. Naruto can stay in the Death Forest, but until he turns 8 years old, he needs to go to the academy. Which Naruto, he is now in the Death Forest back again. That was a couple months ago. But yeah, every civilian is scared of Naruto's army, cause they realize, oh shit, even though if Naruto isn't the Nine Tails, he can just summon a fucking army of poison and venom creatures. Which since there's not really that many medical ninjas, they can't really save a lot of people if Naruto's army decides to come around again to fuck up the village. It took out half the village, the army, to find Naruto. And when they did find Naruto, they just told Naruto to follow him, to follow them back to the forest. So yeah, Hiruzen kind of made a law that any civilian ninja, joining blah blah ranking whatever, decides to and also Hokage decides to go into the Death Forest, they're getting fucked up by Naruto or something, trying to beat them up, or trying to beat up Naruto, kill him or anything, that's their problem. You would die. We won't be able to help you. Okay? Good? Everyone knows that? Then good. So yeah, Naruto is in the Death Forest with the creatures. So yeah, that was a month ago, or a couple months ago. With that happening, no one ever went to the Death Forest except for Uncle. She's a little bit crazy and all that. She has met Naruto. So Naruto is just sort of making an army, just walking around playing with the creatures and all that. Uncle has met the army of snakes that Naruto has not really collected over the time, but most of the snakes decide to follow him. Not even if the snake isn't poisonous, still multiple snakes decide to follow him. Even with the spiders, if they're not poisonous, they still follow Naruto. Because Naruto has an army, and yeah, no one really wanted to fuck with Naruto's army. So they tried to send in Aburame to see if his insect can go into the army of Naruto. Yeah, that how should I say, insect got easily killed. How is because you know how well frogs love to eat insects, toads. You get the point. Since Naruto has multiple like poisonous like frogs, toads, and chameleons and other things that loves eating insects, they really easily eat the insect. Even spiders, snakes really didn't like insects that much. So yeah, they did not want to go to the Inuzuka clan because they knew if they sent a dog and a person there, that dog and person are dead. If they try to send a Yamanaka clan, there's a good chance the Yamanaka person will easily get found out by the creatures. Since the creatures are kind of spread out well enough. Since Naruto isn't old enough to like think of a plan and all that, the creatures mostly do it by themselves, like in an instant to protect Naruto. Since Naruto does not have like commands or anything to like tell the creatures to do whatever, well, to do what he does in command and all that, most of the animals does it in an instant. So yeah. So Naruto, he is now 8 years old. Now Hiruzen wanted to talk to Naruto, which even though Naruto does not know like speaking very good like words and all that, Hiruzen did bring him like books and all that, which some of the animals did like bring the book towards Naruto, and Naruto had it to learn by himself. No one had it to teach him, since no one is actually wanting to go next to Naruto, except for Anko. She's kind of friendlier towards Naruto. And the insect can actually, well not insects, the creatures can actually notice that Anko isn't gonna harm Naruto, since Anko likes snakes a lot and all that. So they don't really attack Anko. So Anko will be the only one to actually teach Naruto proper like speaking, reading, writing, and all the other things. So yeah, Anko will be the only one closest to Naruto. Hiruzen cannot get anywhere near Naruto unless he wants to be bitten by a snake and die. Rip Hiruzen if he dies in that fast. So yeah, which Naruto has met the toads, like some poisonous toads that aren't really like from the Toad clan and all that. Like, and it does say right here that poisonous creatures, poison drought frogs and toads. Don't know which kind of toads, but yeah, you get the point. So Naruto, he is actually really good at like jumping and also training with his chakra a little bit much better. Even though he has the nine tails, and the nine tails is basically a fox, he's actually also getting friendlier with like foxes around the Death Forest, which there are foxes around the like Death Forest, and Naruto kind of gets friendly with the foxes, and the poisonous and venomous creatures don't really attack them that much. So yeah. So Naruto, he trains with like his venom poison creatures to get way better in reflexes, strength, instant. So what I mean by instant is when Naruto, if he gets blind or whatever, or he can't see from his eyes, he has to do everything on instant, and which is sort of his sixth sense. So if his eyes are gone and his touch or smell is gone, Naruto's instinct kicks in, and he instantly either attacks, bites, knows where the person is at pretty easily. Think of it like Ultra Instinct, like without the whole glowing effect and all that, like Ultra Instinct, like he already knows where the person's at, attacks with instant, defense with instant, dodges with instant. Yeah, that's what Naruto's sixth sense is. Of course, he's also pretty good at sensing with like the creatures around him. But yeah, Um, since Naruto is now 8 years old, Uncle has told Naruto about like he has to probably go to the academy, which Hiruzen did to Uncle. And Uncle didn't really want Naruto to go to the academy because she will basically see Naruto less and less. But yeah, Naruto takes a small, well, not much of his army. His army will mostly stay in like the Death Forest, but he takes one snake around his like neck and all that, and it's basically a, how should I say, black snake that's around his neck and all that. That won't squeeze Naruto's neck or anything, but would just attack anyone who dares try to fight Naruto. Also, there will be kind of spiders around Naruto's like jacket and all that. So just in case Naruto's snake fails to attack anyone, the spiders would go into attack. And then Naruto has, well, one scorpion. This is basically a black scorpion. Now, you're wondering, how is a scorpion supposed to be in a forest? I mean, the forest sort of gets hot. Well, in one place. So sort of a scorpion kind of emerges from there. So yeah. Naruto is right now sort of set to go to the academy and all that, because he doesn't know if anyone's going to try to attack him. And mostly his ability works on poison and venom creatures. He also does take some poison creatures, like, how should I say, a grasshopper, this grasshopper, and also some butterflies that are usually on him. Even though it kind of looks cool on Naruto, it's not really to look cool. The butterflies or the grasshopper is mostly for protection. So Naruto goes into the academy, and some people have heard of Naruto being this like sort of planless kid, but also having a very powerful ability, Kenkai. They don't know what it really is, but they really just name it control of very poisonous and dangerous creatures. So yeah, poison and venomous creatures. They don't know what it is. So yeah, Naruto is just walking into the academy. People are kind of afraid of Naruto because Naruto has all these creatures around his like body. So even though Naruto has all these creatures and all that, he's gonna mostly act like, how should I say, a very quiet person. So of course the academy had to do a test to see where people are at and all that. Now Naruto isn't a genius or anything, but he's very like flexible and able to dodge anything. Now Naruto has practiced kunai throwing and all that with Anko. Yeah. So they check on how smart the student is. Naruto isn't that much smart. Well, I mean, he isn't dumb like in the original canon, but he isn't smart that much. So he isn't like a genius or anything. But he's smart enough to know how to do the basic things. Since Anko is similar to like a mother towards Naruto. So yeah. Naruto is just really not wanting to do the task, but of course he does it anyway. And he doesn't really want to try that much. Even though he's not smart, he doesn't want to try so. So yeah, Naruto just does it, and now it's the physical. They see how many people can throw into kunais and shurikens and all that. Naruto can actually pretty much get bullseye in both kunai and shuriken throwing. He's pretty good at doing that. Now, when it comes to the physical fight and test and all that, he is going against Sasuke Uchiha. Now, a bunch of girls want Sasuke to win, but the, how should I say, tuning, well, Aruka does know about Naruto, the condition about using poisonous and venomous creatures to attack, or mostly they attack by themselves to see if Naruto's in danger or something. But Naruto then tells his creatures to not attack unless it's actually needed. So Naruto then fights Sasuke, easily dodging Sasuke punches so easily. Because he's very flexible. And then kicks Sasuke in the face. And then knees him in the stomach. Then kicks him again, doing a back kick. Kicking him almost out of the arena. Now Sasuke's pretty hurt. Now Sasuke his clan hasn't been massacred until he's 9 years old, but yeah. Sasuke is sort of a little cocked at that, not much. The fangirls are saying he's cheating, until Sasuke decides to use a fireball. Of course, this is, not a fireball. He tries to use, more fists and tries to punch Naruto. Naruto easily dodges, flexible as hell. He can also kind of twist his bones into like a, not really, this? He can sort of like twist his bones like Inosuke does and Demon Slayer does. So he can sort of bend his bones pretty easily and all that. It looks way terrifying than you think. But yeah, Sasuke's confused and then gets kicked in the face again, knocking him fully out. Sasuke tries to really attack Naruto for no reason, until a snake almost like bites her. And she gets scared and runs away. Now Ruka says, okay, that's everything for today. Yeah. So Naruto goes back to the Death Forest, and this is where I'm gonna do a 2-year time skip, not 4-year. So Naruto's now about 10 years old, and the only friend that Naruto actually made in the academy isn't Hinata, isn't Kiba, isn't Shikamaru, he's sort of friends with Shikamaru. They sort of have this whole lazy personality, sort of. Choji, Naruto doesn't eat that much, so yeah, he's not really good friends with Choji. Kiba, he thinks Kiba is just damn annoying. Like, Kiba saying, I have the best companion, and Naruto, he summons all his, like, poisonous and venomous creatures, and Akamaru, like, he just barks far away from Naruto. Like, he can feel the danger from Naruto. Now, the only friend that Naruto actually truly sees is Shino. The problem with Shino is, since he is someone that has insects living inside him, Naruto sort of can agree with Kashino, Aburame. Since Naruto sort of has his creature sort of like living around him, around his body, for like either for protection or for discomfort. Since Naruto, if he's not with a single like either poisonous venomous creature around him, he doesn't feel that comfortable around anyone else. So yeah, Naruto basically sees his like creatures more family than probably Kushina and Minato. So yeah, Naruto just sees his like creatures more family than the natural family. Kurama has talked to Naruto in such a young age, and Naruto has kind of had an army with, what's it called, foxes. Now, one of the fox that Naruto sort of got friendlier towards was a green fox. Now, why this fox is green is because it's sort of like poison. Not poison. Not poison. What am I talking about? It's purple and green. The problem why it's purple and green is because it's sort of a poison venom fox. Like, he has the ability to bite someone and, like, poison, sort of. Like venom. So, yeah. And his fur kind of, how should I say, does have, like, a toxic pattern which poison people. So, yeah. Naruto is friendly to that fox. And Naruto's like poison can't be turned into medicine, but Naruto does not want to. He wants to see people like suffer and try not to attack him. Why should Naruto help people that try to attack him? Yeah, Naruto sees no point. So Naruto his goal isn't to become the next great Hokage or anything. His goal is just to, well, find who his not really family was, to see what clan he's from originally. He kind of sees that he is Uzumaki and he has red on the Uzumaki, which he doesn't see the Uzumaki being able to hold these like poisonous and venomous creatures. Even though they can hold what's called Biju back and all that, Naruto doesn't see anything in it. So Naruto just doesn't really care that much, but that's his goal, sort of. And he is friends with Shino. He isn't friends with Hinata or Kiba, since Naruto wasn't there to save Hinata or anything from the bullies. So yeah, no. Also, if you're wondering what's the ship in this one, there's no ship. Don't ask. I'm just saying. So yeah, this is what's it called? So let me do a 2-year or more time skip. And now Naruto's 12 years old, and now it's the academy test. Naruto has actually been in the academy for a while, instead of being an original canon, which he ditches most of the time. Which Naruto, when he gets bored, he sort of just ditches the academy. And since Naruto does not have a family member to like school him or anything, yeah, he doesn't have that problem like Shikamaru or anyone else. So yeah, Sasuke became emo after he turned 9 years old because Itachi murdered the clan. And Sasuke did try to fight against Naruto until a snake almost bit him in the face. And of course Sasuke like backed off from Naruto. Now the civilian people did try to fight Naruto or anything. They tried to attack him again, for even though they have this whole law or like you can't attack unless you want to be poisoned or like venom or anything. Which multiple civilians have actually died over the whole expansion they tried to attack Naruto. Now, Naruto doesn't have this whole kind-hearted where he doesn't want to hurt people. If you attack him, he's fucking you up. He does not give a goddamn fuck about you. He has the instinct to just kick your ass. He doesn't care. So, the civilian council did try to get rid of Naruto, which that didn't really happen, because there's actually spy creatures that Naruto sends out to spy on how Konoha is looking at him and all that, or how he sees or how Konoha sees him. And he did send multiple like poison spiders towards the council meeting and all that. And when one council person says, let's get rid of that demon with all those like creatures and all that, those filthy creatures and all that, that sibling gets bit by like a spider in the neck and he dies. So yeah, the civilian council cannot really stop Naruto getting information, since he has multiple creatures, and these creatures cannot really be sent like with chakra, even though every creature does have chakra and all that. They have a small portion of chakra with the spiders and all that, and so those are really like deadly assassins, nature assassins. You can't sense them that much since they have like a tiny bit of chakra, since they're tiny. So yeah, they're basically assassins, natural assassins. Back to Naruto and the 12-year-old Hokage test. So the academy test happened. Mizuki did try to get into Naruto's paper until a snake bite him in the arm, and Mizuki is running. Naruto takes release of the paper, and yeah, Naruto does not like that many people. He hates all the fangirls of Sasuke, not because he's jealous, it's because they fucking annoyed him that much. He does not care about anyone. Now, Naruto, he does live in the Death Forest still, and when it kind of rains or anything, he sort of lives in like this tree house sort of thing. It's a house, it's hollow inside the tree, and so Naruto kind of lives in there. And it's a big tree. So yeah. So Uncle sort of like brings furniture towards Naruto's house and all that, tree house. And the snakes really don't attack Anko. Any of the creatures don't attack Anko. If it's someone they don't know, they are instantly gonna attack him. Like Hiruzen. Since Hiruzen doesn't visit the place that much, he is sort of registered as an enemy and not really a ally towards Naruto. Since Naruto doesn't like Hiruzen, since Hiruzen was basically the problem why Naruto is hated by the village. Or, well, I mean, he sees all Hokages as the reason why he's hated by the village. First, he hates the fourth Hokage because he seals the damn nine tooth inside him. Second, Hiruzen didn't do jack shit to actually help him, so I mean, yeah, that's why he hates everyone. And he sees the civilians as a bunch of fucking weaklings. He doesn't care. Civilians die on his watch, he can barely care. So yeah. He looks at the clan members. He barely cares about any of the goddamn clan in Konoha. The only clan he actually probably cares, not really, is sort of the Aburame clan. Since they sort of have like the same thing as Naruto. Similar, not really. So yeah, back to the test. Now when it comes to the whole physical test, there isn't a sabotage by Mizuki or anything. Since Mizuki died before he got to the infirmary. Yeah, he got bite by a very powerful and potent snake venom. So yeah. Also, I should mention that Naruto's abilities, each time he like grows up or anything, or he trains more with like the abilities he kind of has. So even though he can control, not really control, but command the creatures and all that, and like a companionship sort of like that, he also has, well, attacks that sort of has poison inside his body. So Naruto can have venom inside his body. Like he can bite someone and kind of already like have venom inside that one person. They die. He can sort of like release sort of like poison around his body, which kind of just kills anyone that's near. So those are more abilities that kind of grow around Naruto's body and all that. So when Naruto's body kind of grows more and he gets more stronger, all the creatures that are around him actually get a boost on either their venom power and all that, their venom potent and all that ability, or either the poison. So yeah, Naruto's army sort of like grows every time, but sometimes dies, since some creatures can't live that long. But yeah, but with Naruto, they sort of can live longer. Yeah. Back to the test. So Naruto, when it does the kunai and shuriken, he does the same. He does pretty good. And now when it comes to the whole fight, it's Kiba and Sasuke versus Naruto. So Kiba tries to like hit Naruto until a couple of spiders got on Akamaru and weren't really gonna bite Akamaru, but Akamaru just sits there because he can't really do anything. And Kiba tries to kick Naruto until Naruto blocks his kick and then punches Kiba in the face, knocking him out. And then Sasuke, when he tries to like do a fireball, Naruto, instead of like doing a ninjutsu, like any type of ninjutsu, the ninjutsu he does, it's basically from the Doku clan. Now this ninjutsu is basically Venom style, Venom ball, or not Venom ball, Venom stream, which it smashes on towards the what's called fireball and actually pierces through and was about to hit Sasuke. Sasuke managed to dodge, but of course like fell out of the ring. So yeah, this is where I'm actually gonna leave it off for part 1, since my voice is kind of getting my mouth is really gonna get dried, and that's why I'm leaving it off here. Bah. Okay, have a nice potato seed. Bye bye. Potato.